Hello everyone, welcome on board. Thank you for joining this class. Okay, so let's get started. So we are going to discuss about the end user computing or the desktop support engineering, right? So in the information technology, there are various domains. Okay, and now you are here today and you don't know where exactly you are going to place and what is your roles and responsibility. Will you be able to survive there? What kind of work you will be having? Is it an easy subject or a difficult subject? Maybe you have a lot of questions in your mind. Okay, so I'm gonna clarify all those the doubts here. Okay, so first of all, information technology means it is not like it is a small entity, it's a huge entity, it's a huge domain. Actually there are various department will be coming, multiple technologies will be coming. Okay, each and every department and each and every role will be of different. Okay, so don't worry, but here when I say end user computing or the desktop support engineer, that means you are going to deal with the issues of an end user. An end user means the person who uses a laptop, a desktop, or a computer, or a mobile, or a tablet, any end user devices for that matter. Okay, so if he is facing any kind of issues, he will raise a ticket, and we as an end user support engineer, uh, no resolve try to resolve the user's issue. That is our role. So don't worry, you can easily manage this technology. So I know that currently you don't have anything on your mind. Okay, there is an error called 404, means you have your brain, but there is no any technical knowledge in it. Okay, I can understand. But what my request is, you please give your empty brain, and we will make you feed whatever technologies or whatever information is required to work as a desktop support engineer. That is our promise to you guys. Okay. So the same thing again. Desktop support engineering means a person who resolves the end user related issues. Either it can be his laptop, desktop, mobile devices, or any devices for that matter. Okay, you are going to resolve his issues. For his issues, you are going to give the fix. That is your end user support engineering or desktop support engineers roles and responsibilities. Okay, so now let us understand what is a computer. Correct, right? Because we have pupils from the different I mean non-technical background. In fact, okay, I can see pupils are from uh, BCom, pupils are from engineering civil, BCom from engineering mechanical. Correct, right? So most of the pupils, they may don't know what is a computer. Also they know computer, but they may don't know what exactly, how many types of computers we have, why do we really need computer, how the computer works, right? So to make them, to bring from that mechanical civil mindset to the IT mindset, so let us start with the let us start by explaining what is a computer. Okay, so the general terminology means computer means it's an electronic device which will be used to process some data. Okay, and provide some output. It will take some input, process that input information, and then process and then display it as an output. That is the work of a computer. Correct, right? Then there are two types of computers, guys. Okay, one is the client computer, which is your personal computer, also we call it as, means the computer which is there at your home, we call that as a client computer or the personal computer. The computer which is situated in a data center, maybe in an office, maybe in a cloud region, okay, which is providing some application or a service to you, we call that as a server computer. Here in your machine, whatever computer you have at your home, you never host an application. Even that computer is shut down, there is no impact for any other user. Correct, right? But in case of that server, if one server gets shut down, there are thousand lakhs of users will be impacted on it. Imagine one IRCTC server went down or goes down, how many pupils, lakhs together of pupils will be impacted by booking the bookings, tickets, and to verifying their information. Correct, right? It is like business impact directly. Okay, that is the difference between the client and the server. Client means it is a computer which you use at your home. There is no impact even if you shut down that computer for a longer time or for some time. But in case of server, it is not like that. If a server hosted an application, if that application server gets shut down, there is huge impact. So the pupils, whoever is trying to access that application, will not be available. That application will not be available during the server downtime. We call it as application downtime or the server downtime. Hope this makes sense. Okay. This is the same thing, the layman term. A client means it's a device who can always consume an application. Server means it is a device who always provide an application or a service to the end users. Okay. Now let us understand the client and server architecture explained. Okay. The client and architecture, the client and server. Client means the person who consumes an application like your laptop user, mobile user, and the desktop user. Server means the person who provides some application. Okay. In our case, that has taken example of Facebook. Okay. So no matter you are using your Facebook application in your desktop, mobile, or laptop, the same content will be coming. And no matter if you shut down your client, I mean your desktop, your computer or desktop, there is no impact for you. But imagine if you shut down this Windows server, the Facebook server which is hosted the application, okay, then you will not be able to access an application. Okay, to access an application, you need a medium. That medium is network. In general, it is a network. If you are in the public network, we call it as internet. If you are in the private network, like it is in your office, then we call it as a local area network or intranet. Okay, that is the difference. The client and server architecture means this one means there are two endpoints. One is a client, another one is a server. In between, you need a medium to access the data. So that data, that medium is nothing but internet or the network. Okay, that is the client and server connectivity established and the explained. So now let us understand operating system. Okay, fine, sir. I got it now. I understood what is a computer, and how the computer, the client, and the servers are interconnected. Now, how will I identify which operating, what is, I mean, which operating system is running on my computer? Okay, so before you learn that, let us understand what is the operating system. So operating system means it is a system software which will be acted as a bridge between the user and the computer hardware. Okay, without the operating system, the computer is not of use. There is no usage. You cannot make any use out of the computer if there is no operating system. Okay, so the operating system is a very important piece of software. Okay, so now you buy a laptop. Say for example, you buy a laptop and that laptop has not got operating system. You come to your home and you'll power on this computer. Unfortunately, it says no operating system found because there is no operating system installed in that computer. So now you want to install an operating system to that to give life. I'll explain you in the next slide. Before that, let us understand the two types of operating system. Okay, one is the client operating system, another one is the server operating system. So there are plethora of operating systems in the Microsoft like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and Windows 11. These are all the client operating system, but Windows 10 and Windows 11 are in the support now. Means support means for any issues you can raise a ticket to Microsoft and Microsoft will give support for this Windows 10 and Windows 11. Remaining all we call it as legacy. Legacy means there is no operating system support from the Microsoft. They are all old. That's why we call them as legacy. Okay, if you find any operating system out of this XP 7, 8, and 10, 11, so we call it as a client computer. Now let me verify my computer. What is the operating system I have? See, I can run a command to check the operating system version. The command called Windows version, WINVER. If you hit enter, it will open the operating system. See, my operating system is Windows 10. Okay, so since it is a Windows 10 and this Windows 10 falls in this client operating system version, so then I can say the computer whatever I'm using, this is a client computer. So in place of Windows 10, if I would have got 2003 or 2008 or 2012, 16, 19, 22, any of this operating system, then I would have called it as a server operating system. Okay, so now you know the client and server operating system. So in the server also this 2016, 2019 and Windows Server 2022 are in the usage now. I mean they are in support. Microsoft support is there. Remaining the older one are not in the support. We call them as legacy. And for Server 2012 we have extended support. if you migrate your application from on-premises, the traditional operating system, the traditional data center operations to the cloud operations, then you get extended support. Otherwise, there is no support from the 2012. Okay. Now, one more thing. Whatever laptop you have at your home, that can be converted to a server. See, it all depends on the operating system which is running inside the computer. Okay, there is no hardware difference, guys. There is no hardware difference. Okay, for a laptop or a desktop or the client computer, this is how the hardware should be there. For server, this is how the hardware should be there. It is not like that. So basically, what happens, whatever the operating system is running inside the computer, right, that decides whether that computer is a server or a client. But in the market, there are multiple things are there because the server always 24 bar 7 365 days it runs, right? That is the reason maybe the hardware design will be little different compared to the computer and the desktop. That's all. Because we need to have a better cooling. Okay, we need to have better ventilation so that the computer will not, the server will not get heaten up and get burnt or shut down. So to avoid such kind of issues and to increase the performance and all, probably the hardware devices designs can be changed, but otherwise it's okay. Now let us understand how to install the operating system. Now you know computer is without operating system, computer is not of useful, right? Then how can you install the operating system to the computer? Okay. So now we learned that computer without operating system is of no usage. Okay. Now let us understand how can we install the operating system to the computer. Okay. So there are various ways of installing the operating system to a computer or a laptop or a server. Okay. The first one is you can use your CD or DVD. Okay. If you have an operating system in the CD or DVD, you can install. The second option is maybe you can use the pen drive or the USB, and the third option is network. The fourth option is some third-party services are there. Maybe I have in the Microsoft Windows also we have this Windows deployment service. You can also use that. And the steps involved, like you have to identify which operating system you have to install. Is it Windows 10 or Windows 11, or if it is a server 2016, 19 or 2022, right? So those you have to identify, and you have to get the bootable device, insert that device to the computer or a server and try to boot it. Okay, and then once the boot, you have to select the languages, keyboard, and then license agreements, what operating system you wanted to install, and then in which drive you need to install, and then continue the wizard to install the operating system. Once the operating system got installed, the computer will get restarted. Okay, so that is how you will install the operating system in the computer. Maybe in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to install the operating system in a step-by-step manner. Okay, if this is clear, see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.